Hi everyone, and thank you for watching. We're just going to do a mini review of Nosferatu.
Yeah, that's what's happening. And check out my
Yeah,
background. I know my ear keeps disappearing, but that's cool, right?
it's really cool. Really good scene in
Yeah.
the film. We'll
Bit of
cover that.
Willem.
Yeah, so this just going to be a short review, really, guys. Not going to go into anything too in depth or anything like that.
You.
Yes, so we saw this what 2 nights ago,
Yeah. It feels
and
like it was yesterday.
yeah, I was going to say it's still at the forefront of my mind. I'm thinking about it quite a lot, to be honest,
Oh,
and
it's unreal, isn't it? I'm thinking about the
quite like
DVD.
to, yeah, quite like to go see it again. And yeah, definitely grab the DVD or Blu-ray or whatever when it comes along. So
VHS.
just quickly then, VHS, yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
good.
Betamax.
Right up my alley. No, not Betamax. But yeah, just quickly, should we just go through who's in it if people don't know already?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know he was in it. So yeah, let's do
Okay,
that.
fair enough. So Nicholas Hoult plays Thomas Hutter.
Yeah, I
You've
like
got,
him.
yeah, he was good. You got Lily Rose Depp
See, I'd
playing
only just
Ellen
realised that
Potter.
that was Johnny Depp's daughter. Like, what?
Oh, really? Wow. So
Unreal.
you kind of you really went into this film like completely blind.
Oh, I didn't have a clue. I only just realised that Bill Skarsgård was the Count.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Bill Skarsgård, Count
I,
Orlok. Yeah,
Literally, the only
nice.
one I recognised was Nick Holt and Willem Dafoe. The rest of them,
I was
no
going to
idea.
say you must have recognized Willem Dafoe, who was playing like a rip-off version of Van Helsing.
It's
Yeah,
this
there he is
guy.
over there. There, yeah, yeah, and he's got a really cool name in it, Professor Alvin Eberhard von Franz.
Von Franz. What didn't they just call him
Von
Franz or something
Franz.
though?
Yeah, von Franz or Franz, I think in
I
it.
thought they
Yeah,
called him
yeah,
like Frizz or something though. I swear they did.
Frazzles.
Oh, I
I could
swear it
eat
was
some of
Frizz.
them.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, they're
no,
good.
Von Franz apparently. Ralph
Von
Ineson was
Franz.
Dr. Sievers. Ralph Ineson was the dad in The Witch, wasn't he, as well?
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. You
I
got Aaron
still,
Taylor
it still amazes me how
Johnson.
he still gets work, because he's a good actor. Don't get me wrong, but I just always feel like, how did you get this? Do you know what I mean?
What? No, I don't know what you mean. I think he's great.
No, I'm not saying he's not. He is great. But just every time he turns up, I'm like, he's like your uncle, your dad, or something. Isn't he? It's just like, what are you doing here?
I kind of get what you mean. He just pops up
Yeah.
everywhere and you're like, oh, I recognize that guy. Yeah, yeah.
Just keep.
So,
And I always think it's Phil
yeah.
Tufnell at first. I'm always like, that's Phil Tufnell. No, it's not Phil Tufnell.
Can you imagine? That'd be quite
My ear's
funny,
gone again.
actually. But
My
yeah, your
ears have
ears have
gone.
gone. Right, while you get your ears back, I was just going to say Aaron Taylor Johnson is Friedrich Harding, and you got
Yes,
Emma
yes.
Corrin as Anna Harding, and then the only other one I'm going to mention because he was bloody brilliant in it is
Mm.
Simon McBurney, who played Herr Knock, as they call him.
Oh yeah, he was good actually.
Yeah, me and you would say Knock, obviously, but they say Knock.
Canuck. Yeah, I quite liked Friedrich as well. I thought he was quite a cool character.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool characters, wasn't there?
And really sad. Poor man.
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, this is a remake of the 1922 silent film.
It is.
There's been various versions of Nosferatu over the years. I think there was one in 1979 as well. So
Was it? I didn't know that.
yeah. So this is a fresh take from Robert Eggers, who did The Witch, The Lighthouse, and The Northman. Now Eggers has a very specific style, doesn't he? I would say some of his films are quite hard to get into, from what I've
Yeah, for
heard.
sure.
I've only seen The Witch, which personally I loved.
I like the witch.
Um,
Really like the witch. Yeah.
yeah, Lighthouse is on my list. I've heard that's the hardest of his films to watch.
Oh, I didn't enjoy it. I thought it was boring.
So, right, and then The Northman is kind of somewhere
I feel
in the
like I've seen
middle.
it, but I can't remember it, so maybe I haven't. I don't
The
know.
Northman,
Yeah.
as the Viking one he did.
It feels like I've watched it, but I can't remember it, so maybe I haven't.
Yeah, no,
Either
I
way, I didn't like
definitely remember that.
Lighthouse. Stupid.
I'll let you know when I watch it. But
Right.
right,
Well, you'll probably like
uh,
it.
let's crack on then. So, what did you like about this then?
Well, this is where I struggle because on our little reel that I did, I don't
Yeah.
know. I just know that I loved every second of it. It's hard to explain.
Yeah,
Um,
okay, all right.
I think I said to you in the video, I said it builds horror like I've never seen, and I stick with that because I can't put my finger on it. He's just done something that's just been spectacular.
Yeah, I'd agree. The tension building, I think, was brilliant. The way it was a very slow build, wasn't it? It's a slow moving
Yeah,
film.
absolutely.
There
But
are
he,
some
he
very slow
sprinkles in
parts.
scary bits, and I think the overwhelming presence of the Count was crazy. Like he wasn't exactly the scariest, monster, um,
No, no.
vampire or anything, but he just had a way. He had like a presence that just felt suffocating.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You could feel his presence and his power, even
Mm.
though you could see he was weakened and stuff.
Mm.
His presence and power, you could feel it, and I think that's partly the way he spoke as well.
That's such a cool voice, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had such a really unique, deep, slow way of talking. At first, I was a
Mm.
bit unsure. I was like, oh, well, I
No,
wasn't
I loved
expecting
it.
that. But yeah, no, you're right. As the film went on and it grew on me, and I was like, yes, this suits the character perfectly, actually. So
Yeah.
yeah, really well done. And to get that kind of style, Bill Skarsgård was doing something called Mongolian throat singing.
Was it actually his voice?
So yeah, that is actually his
Wow.
voice. Yeah,
That
exactly.
guy.
So he did lots of exercises and training and stuff on his voice to make it really unique and different.
This guy.
Um, yeah, exactly. He really put the effort in to make it sound as
Oh,
unique
it's
as
so
possible.
good, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, and I like the sound. Even
yeah,
little things like the walking, like walking on the floorboards, the little things like that. It was really pleasing,
yes.
and the
Um,
fire crackling, and just even when he first meets the count and he's stood, a ways up inside the castle.
yeah,
At first, I was like, "Is that his assistant or something?" And like, who is that? But no, it was him, and it was just
yeah.
they kind of sprinkle him in, don't they? Like you can kind of see him, you kind of can't. He's not really that
That's it. Yeah,
scary. And then
yeah,
when he
yeah,
gets to London, you're like, "Oh shit, yeah, no, he's
yeah,
going now."
yeah. Now you're all fucked. Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
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 yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Just seeing the glimpses of him, and then he would almost teleport around, and you're like, oh, how's he
yeah.
over there? What? Oh, why is he there? And the scene where you just after you first see him, where he's by the fireplace,
Mm,
and all the light in the room is just from the fireplace, so you can partially see his face.
yeah.
I thought that was amazing. The lighting and the sound in this film are just out of this world.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
especially the where he drinks blood. That was, I mean,
yeah.
normally I'd hate that sort of sound, but it was very therapeutic. I was like, he's definitely getting his fill.
And it was loud as well, wasn't it? The bit where he
That's proper
crunches into
loud.
the chest and things. You're like,
Yeah,
wow, God, that's
just the
quite
gulping.
guttural, like, yeah.
That's damn. And also, I haven't really seen a vampire eat from the heart before. I thought that was quite neat. Maybe I'm
No.
just not, don't know, but that was
So
quite cool.
yes, I had a look at this because it interested me actually as well, where it'd bite onto their chest close to the heart. And
Mm.
the neck biting vampire, I think comes pretty much from Hollywood, made up from Hollywood. So
Oh,
old folklore tales and things had vampires biting people on the chest.
well, it would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Well, I suppose you've
exactly.
got an artery in the neck. Oh, who knows?
Yeah,
It
I
was
suppose
cool either way.
either work. I mean, I suppose in the neck is classed as sexier, isn't it? I'd imagine, but
Suppose.
um, Eggers likes to try and be as authentic as possible, doesn't he? And I think that's what really makes his film stand out.
Yeah, I said to you in a message, I think this is could be one of the greatest horrors ever made, and I feel like yeah, it could be. I don't. It's really hard to explain that anymore, but I think this one will stand forever as an amazing movie. Like it won't in a few years we'll be bored. Like no, this will be good
Yeah,
always.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think it might
Yeah,
get more and more love actually as it gets a bit older. I think some of the
yeah,
people that haven't been such a fan of it, like we are,
Ooh,
will
yeah.
slowly come to realize that it's a little bit deeper than it seems on the surface.
Mm. I want to watch it a
Um,
couple more times, like at least
yeah,
two more
yeah,
times.
yeah, definitely. I think most of the performances were really good. I think Lily Rose Depp was really good. So the body
Yeah, she was
contortions and
class. Yeah.
things was that was all her. The face contortions, the body
Oh wow,
contortions. Again, so it was a very
that was top class.
physical,
That.
yeah, very physical performance from her. Well, and quite emotional at times as well.
Gotcha. She could
Nick,
really feel like she was going nuts.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And I think Nicholas Hoult did a good job as well. I haven't seen too many things say about how good he was, but
Hmm.
I thought, yeah, he was really good. Obviously,
I thought he
everyone's
was
saying
decent.
about how great Skarsgård is as Orlok, and
I didn't even know it was him.
he was. But yeah, that's what I was going to just add. You can't tell it's him. The
Not
makeup,
even
the
remotely. Yeah.
yeah, the voice,
Even when he was
you can't
Pennywise, you
see.
could kind of see him, but yeah, no,
Yeah,
no chance.
no, no. And what did you think about the whole look of Count Orlok? Because obviously in the older ones, he looks like a pale, bald,
Yeah.
humanoid sort of rat, like doesn't he?
Yeah,
Like, well,
it's
he's
like oh,
got
it's almost
fangs
a
at the
bit
front.
goofy, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. But how did you
I
feel
thought
about it this time around?
I thought it was spot on. I think it was good that they didn't try and completely replicate. They did the
Mm.
long nails, and you see a lot of the long nails.
Yes,
Um,
yes, you do.
and I like that you don't see too much of him. And even when you do, like even we won't spoil it, but at the end where you know what I mean, the very final scene.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, Even then, it's not overpowering. I mean, it's an incredible scene, but
Oh,
you
it
can
really
still
is.
see that he's frail and weak and needs to feed. Um, yeah, I think if they'd gone too heavy on like the makeup or the effects on him,
Mm.
it would have taken away from the acting and the presence. I felt they built a presence rather than this all-out scary monster. Um,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I think
that's
it
really
tied
fair
together
to say.
perfectly.
I think it portrayed the fact that he carries and spreads disease and stuff
Mm.
really well. And the look of him as well is less vampiric or less
Yeah.
rodent-like and more Transylvanian nobleman,
Yeah.
which again is more authentic, which is what Eggers does. So
Mm.
um, I wasn't really that surprised at the look, to be honest.
See, I
So,
went in
but
blind again and very
yeah, yeah.
pleasantly surprised. Oh,
Well,
I know
I
you
hadn't
also
seen it.
mentioned. Sorry, go on.
I hadn't seen it leaked anywhere or anything. But when I saw him, I knew it was going to be quite a different look to what the old ones had done.
Mm.
But I was actually quite pleased with it. So
Yeah, my God, yeah. I like the way you were touching on her Canuck. There was a
yes,
part in the Bard I just remember. The part of the movie I absolutely loved was where he's in his coffin and he's like, he was meant to make me the Lord of the Rats. And I just thought that was super cool.
yeah, yeah. There's a lot
Don't have
of
any
cool lines
context. I
in
just liked it.
it. Now there's a lot of cool lines of dialogue. I mean, he becomes almost like Orlok's servant, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
and
But he
Orlok
just
spreading
doesn't
the
give a shit.
disease. He spreads the plague via the rats and things, doesn't he? So
Oh, that was
um,
horrible, that.
it was horrible,
And,
but
while
again,
you say that, actually, you like when in school and stuff, you learn about the Black Plague and you can kind of
yeah, yeah,
visualize it and stuff.
yeah,
That film, I feel like, absolutely nailed what it must have looked like.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Maybe it was a bit exaggerated, but just the way sorry, I'm losing my words. There was a plague boat and they all freaked out and ran away, and it's like, everyone get away
Yeah,
from the rats and stuff. I was like, it must have been similar to that. You
yeah,
would
it must have
assume.
been. It must have been. And seeing all the death and decay on the streets and things
Yeah,
and
just dead
stuff.
bodies everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, and I at times, and this is horrible to say, but I literally felt like I could smell or taste what's
Yeah.
going on. It looks that
Yeah.
authentic, grimy, and horrible that I'm like, oh my god, wow.
Could you imagine if they sprinkled in some, like 4DX and stuff? I don't. This may exist
Yeah,
already. I don't know. But if they actually filled cinemas with different scents and stuff to time of the movie, that would be an unbelievable
yeah,
sensation.
yeah, like smell-o-vision. I don't think I'd want it to be
I
honest,
mean, no,
but
but like a faint smell of smoke and stuff when there's a fire, like
yeah,
that would be
yeah.
sick.
No, it would be really cool. It would be really cool.
Cineworld, listen
Yeah,
up. You're
there
missing
you
a
go.
trick.
They need to up their game. Yeah,
You scratch and
but
sniff. Do you remember them?
oh my god, yeah,
You should have
yeah,
scratch and
great,
sniff, little book that goes with it. Like,
horrible.
oh, fireplace.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Give you little cards on the way in.
Yeah,
Um,
perfect. Nailed it.
yeah, but no, again, going on about the whole look and the cinematography of the film, it
Yeah.
looked extremely gothic. You couldn't get more gothic looking than this movie,
No.
basically.
But not
Um,
too far with it. I think they, like you said, you touched about Eggers doing accuracy. It was accurate.
yeah, yeah, and the scene where they have again, this is a quite a big spoilery bit, but they have the scene where they've got the Virgin on the white horse.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I was a bit like, what was that all about? They're clearly looking for like a vampire and whatnot. But yeah, back in whatever times and stuff, they used to get a virgin, put them on a white horse, and walk around the graveyards and cemeteries. The
Okay.
horse would walk over all the graves. But if it
Yeah,
was a vampiric grave, if there was a vampire in the grave, the horse
yeah.
wouldn't walk over it. So they knew where the vampire was buried.
Right. What was
So
the
that's,
Virgin for?
I don't know, just had to be the virgin on the horse. So,
Got any
yeah.
virgins? Get a jump on.
But again, I think again that's how much detail and effort that Robert Eggers goes into with this kind of thing. He almost hyper focuses on everything about the film he's making or the folklore of the film he's making.
I mean, you want
And
someone that's that passionate, don't you?
and
So
yeah, and he just dives
damn
so
good.
deeply into it, and it does come through on the camera. So
Yeah, 100%.
yeah, I uh,
Right.
I loved it.
I loved it too.
Right. So yeah, great acting for the most part. There was a couple of performances I thought were a little hammy, a little bit campy at times, but I think
Yeah,
that
I
was part
guess.
of
Yeah.
it. It didn't take me out of it because also I know that Eggers was influenced by the 70s Hammer horror films and stuff as well.
Yeah, yeah,
60s, 70s, I think they were. So
yeah.
that tied in. So yeah, that made perfect sense.
Mm,
Um, we spoke about the lighting, which is absolutely
yeah.
phenomenal.
Even the
Even the
little
dark,
there wasn't so much music in it, but some of the I remember saying to you when we were in there,
yeah,
I was like that background noise would be perfect
yeah, yeah,
in our little movie that we're making. But
yeah, definitely.
yeah, they've done
No,
an
no,
amazing
nowhere
job with
near on
sound.
what's happened
Yeah, yeah,
here at
no
all.
chance. We not even remotely like this. But I was like,
No,
that sound is sick.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Like you said earlier, every little fire crack, every little crunch and
Yeah,
stuff, and the biting and everything. The sound
it's
was
amazing.
meticulously done. So
Meticulous.
yes, it was indeed. Yeah, the aesthetic and the vibe was perfectly captured.
Mm.
I felt like I was in it, basically, like I said. So yeah, spot on.
Seems like a
Um,
nice time to be
just
alive.
thinking if there's anything else to go over, really.
I think we've nailed
Covered.
it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I had a look where it's mostly filmed as well. So it's filmed in Czech Republic and Romania, which is probably
That's
no
really
surprise to
good as well.
anybody. Yeah,
Mm.
no surprise to anyone, I
Yeah,
presume.
Czech Republic I was surprised about, but Romania, I was like, okay, they're sticking close to the folks. That's clever.
Yeah, yeah, they were
What a
indeed.
clever chap.
What a clever chap.
What
Yes.
a clever chap.
Right, I think we've pretty much covered
You happy with your
everything that I
notes,
wanted to
Ben?
go over. What's that?
You happy with your notes?
I'm happy with my notes. Yeah, yeah.
I lost
I
mine.
haven't.
I wrote so many and I lost them.
I'm surprised you wrote some.
Yeah, my dog ate them. I don't have a dog, but he ate them.
Brought them round and gave them to my dog.
Yeah, he's silly sausage.
But I think, I mean, if you haven't gathered, guys and girls, I thought this film was phenomenal, basically.
I
Um,
completely agree with you, Benjamin. It was a
it's going to
delightful
be,
time.
yes, it was. It's going to be a very tough one to beat for 2025. So I think we might have a very early
Yeah.
contender for horror movie of the year already.
Unless something knocks my socks off. When's that?
Yeah,
They follow you. We were sort of hinting at. Do we know when that's coming out?
no,
Yeah.
I don't know
So
personally.
that's the only thing for me that may do it, but who knows?
Yeah, I think it's being filmed this year, so it's probably 2026.
Yeah, you're
But
lucky,
yeah,
Nosferatu.
for now, I mean, if you like gothic horror, dark romance, twisted, weird, bleak stuff, then get to the cinema and give this a watch.
If you like misery, then go out.
Yeah, if you like death, misery, vampires, folklore stuff, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
a
mean, who
jolly good
doesn't?
time. Yeah, who doesn't?
Right, let's get out of here.
Yeah, I loved it. You loved it. Hopefully, you lot will love it too. Let us know. Let us know if you loved it. Let us know if you didn't love it. A lot of people
Oh,
haven't loved it,
and
so yes.
subscribe.
You're going to do this on every
Subscribe now.
video. Subscribe now. Yeah.
XMR, subscribe.
You're missing the trick. You should have done it in a big raspy, booming
Can't do
country
that.
rock voice.
Subscribe. There you go.
That'll do.
I mean, that
Yeah,
sounded like the Cookie Monster, but we'll go with it.
I actually really did. Anyway, let's get out of here.
Cookie
All
Monster.
right,
Right.
let's go. We're
Bye.
done. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.